Today we're unlocking the doors to one of the boldest and possibly most dramatic luxury motor coaches ever built. This is Motorcoach 15, or as I like to call it, the Batcave Motor Coach. It's got a cinema-ready bedroom, a chef's galley, a stunning dark interior that feels like a trendy boutique hotel on wheels, but that's just scratching the surface, because inside you'll find cutting-edge technology and craftsmanship in true Motorcoach style. Let's get started. Let's start with the first two bays, which are my favorite bays. In bay number 1, we have a motorized slide master, and really makes it easy for you to get your gear that you brought with you on your trip. Below the slide master is an additional storage drawer, and we've added a power outlet in case you need power while you're outside. And in terms of weight, this is capable of holding 1,000 pounds. Bay number 1 has this 55-inch TV with a sound bar for your entertainment. Here at the rear, we've got a stainless steel sink complete with a glass cleaner. We've got some storage at the bottom, a Dometic fridge to keep all of your items cool. Here we have an extra prep surface for prepping your food. Here we have an electric induction cooktop by Fisher-Paykel. We also have a gas stove, so you can really choose which way you want to prepare your food. We've got some storage down here. Put your utensils and your spices. We've also got your waste management here. An additional expandable shelf there. At the rear, there's a wine cooler that's touch activated. At the edge of the kitchen, there's a dedicated wine fridge, and also a large bar surface area so that your guests can sit down and interact with you while you're entertaining. We also have an additional sound system in bay number 2 with a subwoofer if you want to get really loud. Bay number 3 is an additional storage bay. At the rear, you can find our UV water filtering system. This system uses advanced UV technology to eliminate 99.9% of bacteria and viruses from the water at any tap inside the coach. Bay number 4 is our toolbox. We've got a little utility shelf here. More power. You've got 12 volt as well, in case you've got some automotive accessories. The last door on the passenger side is where we find our pressure washer, and we have 100 feet of hose. Here's the holster for the pressure washer gun, and its different adapters for the tip of the gun. At the rear of the coach, we have the Volvo D13 engine, known for its extreme reliability and efficiency. At the right over here, we have the high efficiency alternators, but I'll go on more detail about this when we cover the energy management system. Bay number 5 on the driver's side is our water bay. We've got a Garmin tablet that controls everything that has to do with the water bay. You've got your levels, you can empty your tanks. Here are your controls for your different electric reels for your power, your water hookup. That's the exit for the macerator. These are the different shutoff valves for your coach. And this is the storage for the waste hose. And here's the control for the pump bypass. At the center of the panel, we'll find a pot filler that we can use to wash your hands. The water capacity on this coach is 190 gallons fresh water, 75 gallons black water, and 75 gallons gray. This bay is where we find the backup generator. It's a commercial grade 12K generator, and this essentially serves as a backup to the batteries. This bay is the heart of our 48 kilowatt hour power system. The lithium ion batteries are stored at the rear. At the front here, we have the two 10,000 watt inverters. We've got the solar charge controllers at the top, the fuses at the bottom, And this bay is temperature monitored to make sure that the batteries don't overheat. To go a little bit more in depth about how this energy management system works, everything runs off the lithium-ion batteries. How does it get recharged? Well, there's a smart system that will choose where it gets its recharge power source from. We've got 2,500 watts of solar on the roof. We've got the high efficiency alternators at the rear. We've got the backup generator, and we've also got the Shore plug-in. So it's 4 different ways that the batteries can get recharged, and the system will intelligently choose how to get its power source. In bay number 1, we find something that's unique to LC015 and really sets us apart. Having such a powerful energy management system, we've integrated our own EV car charger, so you can essentially top up the power in your hybrid or EV car. Let's talk about the chassis, because that's really the foundation of what makes this coach exceptional. The Prevost H345 is renowned to be the gold standard in luxury motor coaches. This chassis is the strongest, safest, and most durable structure in the motorhome industry. It's for this reason that Prevost are the top choice for fleet owners and tour managers. This chassis is really the workhorse behind all of the touring that goes on in North America. And it's the same chassis that we build our luxury motor coach on. Prevost are renowned for their exceptional ride quality, and this is largely due to the advanced suspension system that absorbs road imperfections and keeps the ride smooth even at highway speeds. This specific coach is a 3-slide, which significantly increases the interior space. I also want to highlight the front and rear cap of this coach. When we receive the chassis, it doesn't come with awnings, so we add those awnings ourselves, and so we designed the front and rear caps of the coach, and the main goal of that was to look like they were OEM pieces. We worked with the firm that helped Prevost design the shell. We were able to come up with a design that looked like it was part of the coach as it rolled out of the factory. This coach features our LC015 signature paint scheme. It's a modern minimalist design that's inspired by motorsports racing. This is a multi-stage custom paint process with layers of metallics and pearls that create incredible depth and reflectivity. Under the sunlight or under the nighttime lighting, the colors shift beautifully, adding dimension and drama. We also do 6 coats of clear to provide an ultra gloss finish. Along with the paint, let's talk about the lighting outside. We've integrated our subtle LED accent lights and that signature straight line that runs across the coach. That is our signature LC015 lighting. It really adds to the modern look of the coach, and it looks phenomenal at night. Right before we head inside of the coach, let's talk about the entry. We've added a smart doorbell at the entrance of the coach, which essentially adds an extra security feature. When people press on the doorbell, you get a notification on your phone, and it gives you a live feed to see who's outside your coach. The entry of this coach is really beautifully designed. You'll notice some accent carbon fiber pieces throughout the interior. The lighting design on the steps really gives a nice depth and welcomes you into the coach. Now let's go check inside. The craftsmanship on the interior of this coach is on a whole other level. The dash has a mix of Italian leather and Alcantara, and the stitching across every panel is done to perfection. We've also done the dash panel in genuine carbon fiber, and it really looks great. Stepping into the driver's bay is really where you get the Prevost DNA. The seating position is comfortable, commanding, and you really have a good sense of vision. There's a lot of perks for the driver here. We've got the e-mirrors here that essentially remove all of your blind spots, and these work great at low light and add an additional safety for driving at night. We've got the Brigade 360 system that essentially gives you a 360 view around the coach. So it's good for when you're parked anywhere, but it also serves as a security system where you can monitor the 360 surroundings of your coach at all times. And just look at the details of this handmade upholstery. We've integrated a patch of Alcantara here and embossed the LC015 logo. All of the interior here is all Alcantara as well, and it really gives it a premium look. The co-pilot's chair is probably one of the most comfortable places to travel in the coach. It's a heated seat and it has massage functions within it. There's also a platform that expands at the bottom so that you can essentially rest your feet while you're sitting in this area. At the cockpit we find two Garmin tablets. We've got a giant Garmin tablet here that essentially you can control all of your motorhome from this interface, and you also have one that's dedicated to your co-pilot, so both people at the front of the coach can take turns and essentially control any part of the coach. There's also the Garmin navigation system that's built into these. Now let's explore the living area. This space is simply beautiful. The dark tones create an atmosphere that's both cozy and modern, while the layered textures and materials give it a sophisticated feel. The layout is open, spacious. It feels less like an RV and more like a boutique hotel. To the left here we find the sofa, which is actually a motorized sofa bed, and it's a queen size, so you can comfortably sleep two people here. To the rear here we have the L-shaped dinette. I really enjoy the contrast between the grayish Italian leather and the bold, striking darkness of its surroundings. Take a look at the lighting design that adds another element of warmth to this layout. To the right here we have additional seating, which is our love seat, and at the bottom here we've got some storage integrated into that. The front console media also has some storage integrated. Our goal is to incorporate as much storage as possible. So below the L-shaped dinette you can find a wine rack here where you can store multiple bottles. We've also integrated some storage at the top here. And now let's talk about the kitchen. One of the requirements for this build was to develop a chef-sized kitchen, and I think we've achieved that. We have a very large work surface, and maybe you're wondering where the induction cooktop is, but it's actually integrated underneath the porcelain countertop. We've used an InvisiCook system, which essentially hides the burners underneath the porcelain countertop. At the left here, we've got this extra prep space that makes an L-shaped working area, so it really maximizes your real estate when you're cooking in the kitchen. We've incorporated a large amount of storage for all the different cooking tools. Below here we have a Fisher-Paykel dishwasher and a large storage space for your pots and pans. Above here we have a convection microwave, and here we have an area where you put your glasses, and we also have a wine rack up here. Every one of these cabinets is controlled with the electromagnetics that essentially, when you put the vehicle in drive, all the cabinets lock shut so that they don't open while the coach is in motion. Here we added a cover for the sink to really maximize the workspace. Underneath these panels is a full-size workstation sink, and we also have a touch water faucet. At the rear of the kitchen we find the full-size Fisher-Paykel refrigerator, and at the bottom is the freezer. We also have a pocket door here that separates the kitchen from the sleeping areas. To the left here we have our food pantry, which is a very generous size. At the front of the coach is where we find all the entertainment. We've integrated two TVs, a massive 65-inch TV, and also a complimentary 27-inch pop-up TV. And we've got multiple speakers for a great sound. As we move further back to the coach, being a 3-slide, we were able to incorporate a double bunks. The finishings on these bunks are on another level. Here we have custom stitching that separates the Italian leather and Alcantara and finishes off with the beautiful walnut. The back of the bed is also finished in walnut, as both sides are finished in matte black. We've got integrated lighting for reading, and each bunk has its own ventilation system. This whole lower section here is dedicated to some storage, and we also have a storage cabinet here to hang your clothes. Each bunk has a blackout privacy curtain to essentially have complete privacy and a dark area to sleep. Let's head into the half bath. The contrast of materials in this bathroom are exquisite. We've got a mix of light gray stones, blacks, natural woods, and beige, and it really pulls this bathroom together. The lighting design also gives a really relaxed mood. The toilet is equipped with a Toto washlet. Half baths are never really that big, but we've managed to incorporate 5 different areas of storage at the top here for a very large pharmacy. To the rear of this area is where we find the washer and dryer. Here we are in the primary bedroom. Here we continue with the dark color palette that really adds warmth to this room. For controls in the bedroom, we have 3 Garmin tablets, 2 fixed and 1 mobile. At the rear here, we've got touch-enabled lighting. At the center of the room, we find the reclinable bed. We have some storage at the top. The main feature of this bedroom, and is my favorite part of the coach, is the home theater system. We've integrated a projector and large screen to essentially create a cinematic experience in this bedroom. So at the top of the slide out, we've placed the projector screen, which automatically comes down when you turn on the projector. The screen that we use is designed to have the audio come from the rear, and so we've seamlessly integrated the sound system to this cabinet. This entire wall here is dedicated to storage. The tempered glass finishing really makes this room larger, as it gives kind of a mirror effect. One of the premium features of this room as well is the Alcantara ceiling that has surprising properties for acoustics when you're watching your movies. Finally, at the rear of the coach, we have the main bathroom. And this bathroom feels like you're in a luxury spa. The shower here, the finishings of the walls are of a premium material. The lighting in the niche and the glass give it a nice touch. We've got quality fixtures throughout. Linear drain here at the bottom of the shower. We've got another Toto washlet toilet. We've got loads of storage throughout the bathroom. We've designed the interior shelves to be able to fit all of your cosmetics, blow dryer, hair straighteners, and everything you'd need to bring with you on the road. We've integrated a hidden storage behind the toilet paper roll to maximize storage. We also have our pharmacy with plugs inside so that we can charge our electric toothbrushes. And the custom quartz sink really is a reflection of the craftsmanship that goes into our Lucky Coach motor coaches. On this wall, we also have a Garmin tablet that you can control all of the lighting, and also the privacy glass feature for when you want to take a shower and you want some privacy from the outside of the bath. And we also have a pocket door. Nice. The Garmin Vehicle Management System is really the workhorse behind our motor coaches. You've seen some screens integrated throughout the unit. We have 12 in total. You can control any part of the motor coach. With the tablets, we can control the pop-up TVs, we can control the lighting, we can check on the levels of our tanks, the level of our energy, we can reset breakers. The tablets even talk to the chassis itself, where we open the exterior awnings, we open the windows, and the slide outs. Everything is basically controlled by these 12 tablets that you'll find throughout our motor coach. And that wraps up our tour of LC015. From the seamless exterior design to the technology-packed interior and boutique hotel atmosphere, this is truly one of the most impressive motor coaches I've ever stepped into. So imagine ending your day right here. You dim the lights and fire up the massive projector screen, and suddenly you're watching your favorite series on your own private cinema inside your coach. What makes Lucky Coach more than just a motor coach is that it's an experience. Thanks so much for joining me on this tour, and please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this, and let us know in the comments what you think about this Batcave motor coach. And now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a galaxy to explore.